Greetings. Welcome to Pow's Tales. I'm your host, Pow, where each week I would take you into the fascinating and sometimes dark and secretive world of the Hmong hill tribes. This is Pow's Tales, Hmong stories, myths, and legends. Hit the subscribe button already if you're not a hill tribe member. Tune in each week. I appreciate your likes.
Ever since the dawn of time, perhaps man has always had some kind of a boogeyman in his mind. In the domain of where the fire cannot reach, the shadows rule. Today we're going to count down the top 5 Hmong cryptids. Some more powerful than the other. But in the end, I will even voice my opinion on which one I think may actually do exist today. Starting at number 5, the Banzong, as it is called in Hmong. In descriptive, it is often referred to or described to as a small childlike being, often seen taking the dead. Usually, when you see the sight of these creatures, it often foretells that someone is going to die. Despite said to be able to be beaten to death, and in some cases their skin is actually sold as trinkets to ward off evil. Yet, when you see sight of these creatures, rest assured someone in the village will be going soon. Often also seen at the graveyard or grave sites, awaiting for the dead to arise again. For in some cases, those who are wicked, those who are cursed, or those who are unclean. And in those days, anything was possible in the imagination. The jungle spoke for itself. And the graveyard would maybe be a few kilometers away from the village, but close enough for the villagers to still know that perhaps the shadows still lurk out there in that jungle. Associated with leading off the dead. And when the dead rise again, it becomes a tiger. This tiger is unlike any mortal tiger. This tiger is pure evil. The tiger is said to be the husband of the Banzong, and the Banzong is said to be the tiger's mate, its bride. But this tiger, again, is a demon tiger. There is not much to fear about the Banzong in itself, only that it does foretell a dark future for someone. Unless you're able to catch it and beat it, of course. In such the case of a story. Maybe we'll tell that another time. Coming down at number 4 is the Mahu. The Mahu, in appearance, I can save a lot of time right here by saying that it is often described exactly like the Native American elders described their Sasquatch, the Shashin, the Yeti. Perhaps this is one of the same, just continents apart. Could it be the remnants of gigantic Picus? I don't think so, if there's such an ape that still exists. The thing about this Mahu of the Hmong people is that it has a tendency to abduct women. It is said that if you were a young girl, you were to wear specially made cuffs, usually made out of bamboo. These would work as sleeves should the Mahu reach out and try to snatch you by the wrist. You can pull your wrists out and run. The Mahu is said to be seen in family-like structures, almost similar to the Bigfoot. Coming in at number 3. At number 3 is perhaps the one that Hmong people fear most. This one is called the Pnew. The Pnew in description, in its true form, is mysterious. It's said to be able to change shape. There are rumors and myths, legends that date back to the beginning of time as far as Hmong conscience and awareness of young men who venture into the jungle and encountering young women or young maidens, usually just one. That maiden would seduce this group of young men. For those children in the room, this next part is adult content. You may want to plug their ears. But that maiden would seduce these young men, and sexual activities would happen, if you will. So these things would be doing these sexual activities with this Pnew. And to tell, an old man accompanied these young men, and the old man knew this wasn't right. The old man looked at that girl, and the old man feared that this must be the Pnew, for that girl did not behave like any human being. The way it moved, the way it spoke, it was just odd. The young men, of course, didn't care about any of this, thinking more with their little heads than their big heads. But the old man pondered this for a minute, and he spoke and whispered to one of the young men, and he said, "This is not what you think it is. This is a Pnew." The young men, being young and brash, grabbed his black powder musket back in those days, and he shot at it, only to get its attention as it smiled. And it changed form into a hideous, overweight, obese, naked, bum-looking man. No longer this pretty girl. The young men who had been having sex with that thing now begin to feel this crazy, gross, disgusting feeling overtake them. Only long enough to feel that it was fear also that they felt. For now, it was gesturing to them towards their muskets and asking them, please, I want to smoke more of your tobacco sticks, please. As each of them lined up and placed a musket in his mouth and pulled the trigger, he took a big whiff and smiled, just as you would enjoying a nice, big, whatever it is that you smoke these days, and inhaling it out, exhaling it out. This is the moment when the old man realized this isn't right. How could he inhale, exhale their discharge? The old man began to pray. The old man began to chant. The Pnew looked at the old man. And between the old man and the Pnew, they were able to return back to safety. But in the course of it all, one of the boys, young men who were engaged in that activity with the thing, he was sacrificed. The Pnew does not eat you. He does not grab you and bite you. He does not tear you apart. She or it, whatever it is. But yet you come home, and days later, a mysterious discharge of blood just comes out of your rectum, and you just die that way, as if it had reached inside you and grabbed all your innards. That one is the Pnew. Very, very powerful. Said to be anywhere from 50 foot to 15 foot. Can change shape. In its true form, it is said to be ape-like. More demon than ape. That is the Pnew. Coming in at number 2, the Picon. At number 2, the Picon is a mysterious, mysterious, mysterious figure of all these cryptids. It is the one that Hmong folks do not really speak of much. It is more like a phantom. But it is also said to that the credit of the Hmong is that if you should lay eyes on it and it catches you, you will also die. The Picon, from those who have sneaked or stolen a glance at it from behind some banana tree in the thicket of the jungle or something undergrowth. They said that it is to be human-like in appearance, in height and stature. Nothing intimidating at all about this being, with the exception that his feet were pointed backward. This being is said to not traditionally be chaotic evil, nor good. It is clouded in so much mystery. But the one thing about this particular one that sets it all apart is that it has been known to kill the number 3, that Pnew. It has been known to slash out its own justice to evil Pnew who have been corrupt too long. Maybe some good doer that travels the universe, punishing bad? I don't know. But how it does it, it is said to have a medallion-like trinket around his neck in the shape of a bull, that when he lets it out, it seeks the target like a bullet, flying like a bee or a heat-sinking missile. A tiny, thumb-sized heat-sinking missile that just finds its target and kills it. It is, again, very mysterious. There were stories, whispers, the elders once said to me, of a Hmong man who came upon a place where the battle took between the Pnew and the Picon, and the whole hillside was destroyed. Every tree, every rock was thrown, just demolished as if a nuclear bomb had went off. And in the bottom of the canyon laid the dead Pnew in footprints, pointing backward, but going forward. Coming in at number 1, and you waited for this all this time. What could be the most powerful, strongest, most feared, most respected cryptid in the Hmong culture? Other than the skies or the god, is what we call Yosho. No. Other than the creator. The most powerful cryptid in the Hmong culture, without doubt, is the Ja, also known as the dragon. The dragon is said to create the earth before there was man. Before man could come into this earth, the dragon was said to create the rivers. Its body so big, so wise. Yet, the dragon can also shift, change, and become a human being, such as a case of a young Hmong man who was hunting in the jungle and came upon a pristine pond. Thirsty as he was, he dived in that pond and quenched his thirst. As he turned around, he noticed an old man with a majestic Fu Manchu, white, with this beautiful, skin, strange for such an old man. And he looked at the old man and he said, with respect, he bowed down. He said, "Grandfather, may I offer you some water too?" For his respect, for that gesture of kindness, the dragon did not kill him for being in his pond, but the dragon actually responded to him. "Hmong, why do you come to my home and disturb my home like this? Hmong, I don't come to your village and your home." The man was so surprised when he realized that was a dragon. He became overwhelmed with fear and he could hardly even speak. He got out of that pond as quickly as he could and he bowed down to the old man. "Sir, grandfather, please forgive me. I did not know this was your home. May I take you home with me so that I can invite you to my own home and bless you with my dinner that my wife will cook for you? Sir, grandfather, you look like you're very hungry. You can wine and dine with me tonight. Please accept my gesture, and please forgive me, grandfather. The dragon did not accept the young man's offer, but instead the dragon turned to his side and another dragon was there. This one was in true dragon form. The young man gazed at the mystique, the mysterious, the beautiful creature which stood before him. Its eyes so beautiful. Its scales pristine like the flakes of gold in the river of the Mekong. What is this creature? As its ship changed and became the old man's daughter, a beautiful princess. This is the story of the Hmong crouching tiger and hidden dragon, of the poor man and the dragon. The dragon also has many myths and cultures and stories in the Hmong. However, there are times where it has used its power for not good, such as in that situation where the princess or the dragon's daughter presented that young man with a bucket of gold. Sometimes they are known to cause storms, thunder, when they are ferocious and furious at other creatures, monsters. They cause thunder. But when they are crooked, you'll show the only one that can stop a dragon. You'll show the creator, almost Zeus-like from the mythologies, with his lightning bolt, casting down lightning to kill the dragon. That is the only thing that can defeat the dragon in the Hmong culture. The dragon can be smart, can be evil, can be good, but he's always truly, truly magnificent, rich and powerful, humble and wise, all at once, to be revered and respected by the Hmong culture. That is why Hmong folks, we do bow down to the way of the dragon. Be humble, my friend. Be truly rich and wise. Thank you for tuning in today for Pal's Tales. Make sure you hit those like buttons and subscribe. And tune in next time. And while you're at it, grab one of your friends and pals and bring them along for another story into Hmong Tales.